Welcome back. Now, for many years, people around the world have wondered if the cell phone that they use can cause them serious harm, possibly because of radiation emitted. For the first time, the World Health Organization, the WHO, has warned of a possible cancer risk from overuse of mobile phones. A working group of 21 scientists from 14 different countries meeting at the WHO's International Agency for Research on Cancer say a review of all available scientific evidence suggests cell phone use should be classified as possibly carcinogenic. But they said more research is needed before a definitive link can be given. Right now, there haven't been enough long-term studies of radiation from cell phones are safe, but there's enough evidence to alert people to a possible threat. In fact, sources in the Health Ministry have told NDTV that we would need a large and credible sample size to study whether mobile use affects human health or not. It is only after a nationwide study on this subject that we will be in a position to form an opinion on this issue and come out with any definitive and authoritative conclusion. No nationwide study has been conducted by the government to study the impact of mobile phones on human health, though some medical colleges have studied this subject and conducted studies at micro levels in smaller cities, but that is not enough. Now, the International Agency for Research on Cancer has not classified RF fields as carcinogenic to humans. Based on limited evidence, there is possible risk, in fact, increased risk for certain kinds of cancers. It may be possible that there could be that increased amount of risk for these categories, as a result of which the IARC has called for additional research. In fact, they also say that there's it is limited among users of phones for glioma 2 and acoustic neuroma 3, evaluated as being limited among users of wireless telephones. For both of these categories, international exposure standards pose no adverse effects to humans. But the results of the many reviews conducted around the world have concluded that mobile phones operating within international exposure standards pose no adverse health effects to humans. Occupational and environmental exposures was judged inadequate, and that were one of some of the findings that they came up with. And in addition to that, evidence from the occupational and environmental exposures was similarly judged as inadequate. Dr. T. Raja, senior consultant and medical oncologist with the Apollo Specialty Hospital, cleared the air for NDTV Hindu about the use of hands-free systems and whether a phone cover will help reduce risks.
Definitely, one cannot deny that there are increasing concerns, and as of now, the best advice that can be given to the population is that be intelligent in it, be intelligent in the use of this device. We can use some simple techniques like use of increased use of text, or you can use hands-free, and particularly we should tell the children to use the mobile phones as less as possible.
Well, opinion is divided among the Indian experts on the report. Some say that the report cannot be ignored and harmful effects of the cell phone have been known for long. Others say that the report has nothing new to offer and that the same agency had come out with similar inferences earlier.
They should conduct their own study on this area, because the data generated in one country on their own people may not be reproducible to another country or people of the same country, because the environment plays an important role. Like we as an Indian, our bone mineral density is different. Muscles contents in our Indian people is different. Our environmental condition is different. Here we have a very hot climate. Somewhere the humidity is too much. The wind velocity is too much. All these factors have got an impact. So far, the impact of radiofrequency radiation on human health is concerned.
I think it's a very appropriate warning. We have to take heed of this. And this study has come after the Interphone study has cautioned last year. In fact, earlier WHO bulletin that the effect in children on a long-term usage has not been completely understood, and this bulletin yesterday clarifies that there is a need for caution.
Moving on to some more national news, Prime Minister Manmohan Singh today asked the National Disaster Management Authority to put in place the world's safety precautions at nuclear plants. The Prime Minister took stock of India's preparedness to handle nuclear disasters at a meeting with the National Disaster Management Authority today. The meeting assessed India's role, in fact, to handle such situations, especially emergencies, and even took stock of how the nuclear reactors here in the nation are. The world is yet to recover fully after the nuclear accident at Japan's Fukushima reactors. Well, India today has 20 nuclear power reactors, and there has been great concern that Indian nuclear reactors are not safe enough. On a day when the Prime Minister took stock of India's capacity to handle such emergencies, NDTV's science editor Pallava Bagla spoke exclusively to India's atomic chief, Dr. Srikumar Banerjee, who was present at that meeting on nuclear safety.
Dr. Banerjee, the key question which people ask, are Indian nuclear reactors safe, and do people need to fear them?
In fact, this is the question which was asked by the Honorable Prime Minister to me. So I responded with no hesitation that Indian reactors are quite safe. And if you ask me further, I can elaborate on that point.
So, can we face any accident like the kind which happened in Fukushima in Japan?
First of all, we say that we don't expect the same level of accident of a intense earthquake and tsunami, knowing the geology of our country. Second point is that we are very clear that the problem that Fukushima faced is mainly because of the inadequacy of the removal of the decay heat. We are well equipped for removal of the decay heat from a nuclear reactor by passive means, which means thermosiphoning mechanism, which does not require outside electricity. And this will help us in avoiding any such incident.
But can the public staying around nuclear reactors feel safe? Did the Prime Minister and the NDMA seek enhanced capabilities?
Yes, of course. In spite of all this, we must be prepared that in case there is a release of radioactivity from any of our site, we must be prepared for that.
Now, a lot of us would have welcomed this evening's showers with arms wide open. Unexpected rains in the city brought down temperatures and raised quite a few cheerful smiles. And the weatherman says Chennai is set to get rains tomorrow as well, which is quite a bonus. The unseasonal showers are due to a local thunderstorm activity. Chennai, as we know, does not really benefit from the southwest monsoon, which has set over Kerala recently. But any break from the sweltering heat is always welcome. A quick look at how the bullion rates have been doing tonight. Even after the World Cup and the IPL Season 4, the cricketing mania continues in the 3D format this time. On your mark with your iPad and your 3D goggles.